is his best position on the left-hand wing, or is it through the middle? Because he scored 33 goals last season. Yes, the first half of the season he played mainly in the wing, but you know, he offers Celtic a different dimension up front through the middle. But my concern is that I just don't feel as if you can hang your hat on him to score week in, week out, especially when it is, you know, I don't know what it is, but when he's through one-on-one or when there's an easier chance to score, I feel as if he passes it up more often than not. I feel as if Celtic need a proven goal scorer up there, and I'm not sure Daizen Maeda is the man that Rodgers should rely upon for the full season. I've heard people say, yeah, Celtic should maybe focus on getting a winger rather than a striker. They need both, essentially, don't they? They need both. And if Daizen, obviously, he's in the final 2 years of his contract as well. I asked him towards the end of last season if he was willing to extend his contract or he held any contract talks. He kind of just ditched it and said he's focusing on finishing the season. The usual you hear from these guys, but I think he is one player that I don't think he's replaceable. I think if Celtic lose him, I mean, he sets the tone from the attack, doesn't he? He's unbelievable. He's probably a dream player for Brendan Rodgers in terms of pressing. Yeah. I think he's the most unique player in world football, to be honest. There's nobody that runs and has a work rate like he does. This is a complete and utter workhorse. Well, so if he was to leave and if he's unhappy, then that leaves Celtic with a real problem, because if you're losing him, who have you got in to come in for him? Yang, Marco Tilio. It just shows you that Celtic really need to get the finger out and get signings in, don't they? But losing Daizen Maeda would be unthinkable, especially at this stage.
This is what I mean. I mean, listen. Let's be honest. They can't sell him just now. They can't. So whether he likes it or not, they can't sell him because listen, they can't be suggesting to clubs that they can't sell Marco Telio and Yang just now because they don't have replacements, which is I think
held hostage at the minute, aren't they?
Which I think is an extraordinary situation to be in. If you're using that excuse that you can't sell them because they're not replacement, you certainly can't sell Daizen Maeda unless there's 2-3 wingers lined up. I mean, listen. I think it's a precarious time because he's been at the club 3.5 years, achieved a lot. Again, 27, 28, a young family, maybe thinking one big move in Europe before heading home. If I'm Daizen Maeda's camp, I'm saying right, either this contract that Celtic put on the table has to be a blockbuster, or we need to think about something else here, because this is a time of your career. It's very important in terms of setting yourself up financially and all this kind of things. The real life stuff that we don't like talking about. We talk about guys scoring goals and getting sore knees. This is real life stuff. He's got a family to provide for. It's getting the clock ticking in terms of your career, whether you like it or not. So I think that is a crucial time for Daizen Maeda. Again, in an ideal world, Celtic will have done his 3.5 years and sold him this summer, put him up for sale, sold him for 25 million quid, and start it again. But again, the recruitment isn't working right now. These replacements that should have been lined up. The Kyogo replacement should have been lined up in January. Should have been one in, one out. Should have been in first, then out, or vice versa. The Kuhn replacement should have been lined up. Hasn't been lined up. So the Maeda replacement, I can't assume the Maeda replacement is lined up if they haven't got the Kuhn or the Kyogo replacement lined up. So unfortunately, they need to say to them, listen, you're going nowhere just now because we can't afford to sell you.